What's going on, guys? I'm back with another one. And I watched a movie called Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Elizabeth Olsen, and Zacadal Gomez. I don't care how you pronounce her name, all right? I don't care if I got that wrong. I don't care if I got that right. I'm not correcting it. I'm not correcting it. That's her name today. Okay? Deal with it. First of all, let's discuss the status of Marvel Phase 4. Okay? Because right now it's not doing too great. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's not doing that great. All right? They had Black Widow. Okay? Don't get me wrong, I love the action scenes in this movie. I love Yelena as a character. You know, I call her little sister. But at the end of the day, this movie was just missing something. It was something that was just not there. I can't explain it. I still cannot explain what this was missing. But it was missing something. Next, they had Shang-Chi. Started off pretty good, you know, for the most part. Then eventually it all went downhill. Okay. I was at a point where I was like, what happened to the rest of this movie? Can I just pay half? Because that's all I got. Okay. Then it gets worse. Yes, it gets worse. Because then they had the Eternals. I don't even know what my original rating was on this. All I know is it couldn't have been a hell yeah, and it could have been an eye cool. That's how bad that is, all right? I don't care what my original rating was. It's complete trash. It's complete, utter trash. That's it. That's it. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse. Then they had Spider-Man No Way Home. It gets a little better with this. It gets a little better, and I say that because we were looking forward to so many characters in this film, right? Some got leaked, unfortunately. I don't know why, but it is what it is. And now we have Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Hold on. Let's go to the DC side of things real quick. DC recently had the show Peacemaker and the movie The Batman, right? Both projects together were far more entertaining than the 4 movies I just mentioned. That's not good for Marvel. That's not good, man. Every day I lean closer towards DC, just a little bit closer. So I have to ask this. Will Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness be the movie that stops this bad streak that Marvel's having right now? We're about to find out. Let's go. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. For those who don't know, for those who are not aware, if you are not aware of this movie by now, I believe Doctor Strange personally came to your house and cast the spell stupidity upon you because you have to be a complete and utter idiot not to know about this movie by now. All right? Don't play me. Do not play me. All right. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. It's pretty much a continuation of Spider-Man No Way Home. All right. Doctor Strange cast a couple of spells to help Spider-Man out. And in the process of all that, he opened up the multiverses. And a whole lot of bad stuff started going on, including something that awakened. And now Doctor Strange and his buddies gotta fight this something. I cannot mention what the something is because that would be giving way too much away. But that's the premise of the movie. Positives. The first thing that I liked or noticed about this film was the distinction between universes. Okay? They paid very close detail to how they did each and every universe. Example, in one of these universes, green means stop and red means go. Now, as simple as that sounds, okay, as elementary as that sounds, when you actually watch this in motion in the film, it'll mean so much more, because it's just a notification of how much detail they put into actually, letting their audience know that we know we're showing you a movie about multiverses. And so in each universe, we need to have something there that separates that universe from the other ones. Nothing stupid, nothing like, oh, this is just another copy. No. It's gotta be something that someone with a good eye can notice. At the same time, you don't have to really look that hard. All right? If that makes any sense. Also, they had a part in the movie where they were just flipping through different universes randomly. All right. And so they also show that. They show you the universes that might be Easter eggs for the comic books. So check that out too. Keep your eye on that. Also, I like how there's different Doctor Stranges in each universe, which are slightly different, but slightly the same. Okay, it's slightly the same person. And they do this with other characters too. It's not just the multi-universe thing where in this universe they're good, in that universe they're bad. No, it's not that. It's not. There's so much more to it. There's so much more to that. All right, I appreciate and enjoyed all that. Next positive. That Sam Raimi directed this movie, right? He directed the last Spider-Man No Way Home, and he directed the old school Spider-Man movies. He also did the franchise for Evil Dead, which is kind of his baby, to be honest with you. So anybody who knows how he directs, we know that his whole thing is gore and then some kind of infatuation with the undead, right? And so he took that infatuation and he put his own touch to this movie, which I very much appreciated. He added this creep factor, this creepiness that when you see certain visuals in this movie, it's going to give you the chills, man. It's going to give you the chills. It kind of did me with one scene I won't mention, but when I saw that, I was like, oh man, this is just like how he used to do in his old movies. Okay, so I enjoyed that. There's also a fighting scene in there that definitely had his touch on that as well. I'll mention that later on, though. Not right now. But for the most part, just know that when it comes to the Sam Raimi direction, there's a good side of the coin and there's a bad side of the coin. The bad side of the coin I'll also mention later on. But for right now, his whole gore and zombie love, it definitely helped out with this film. This film needed this. This film needed that part of it. That part. Okay? Just that part. Another positive. My last positive. A big positive. The cameos. All right? He had some special cameos in this movie. And the reason that I enjoyed this a little more than the Spider-Man No Way Home cameos is because they didn't blab their mouths about who's going to be in the movie. All right? They didn't tell you. You get a chance to be completely shocked. You think you might know. From what the trailers show you, you don't know. You have no idea. You have no idea, all right? I like how this was handled. You get to be surprised for once. You're going to be... Not every cameo in there is just like, ooh, wow. But for the most part, there are at least 2 cameos that I needed. I needed in my life. I needed that in my life. All right. I was kind of waiting. I was waiting because this tells so much. This answers for me. Not any questions. Don't get any ideas. For me, it answers so many questions. All right. And I enjoy that. Even though some victories are short-lived, I'm not going to say what they are as far as that. So don't get any ideas on that as well. But at the same time, for the time that was shown, I appreciated every minute of that, every second of that. All right. And I wish I could say so much more about that, but I can't. Just know that Spider-Man was done wrong. This was done right as far as these cameos go. Okay. Thank you for that. Negatives. Remember when I said that Sam Raimi's direction had a good side of the coin and a bad side of the coin? This is going to be that bad side of the coin. Because for anyone who's familiar with the Evil Dead franchise, you know that with these horror movies, he has a certain cheese factor to those movies, okay? That's why they're cult classics, okay? They really focus on the crazy stuff that goes on in the films. That's the main focus, all right? So, and plus, they're rated R, so you can push the button a little harder with these. You can go so much further and use that cheese, where that cheese really doesn't matter, because the lengths you can go with this. But when you have a PG-13 movie like this, you can't go that far. Therefore, his direction does not work on that side. It does not work. This movie was so cheesy. It was so cheesy. It was so corny because of that. It was so corny. Okay? The jokes were bad. I barely laughed at 2 jokes. I chuckled. Other people laughed a little harder than they should have. Right? I don't know what they were laughing at, but I really on about 2 of those jokes, man. All right, it was bad. It was embarrassing. I was embarrassed for the actors who had to say those lines. There were some screenshots in there, or some photography where the camera was all up in their face, and it kept doing close-ups in their face. I don't know what kind of effect that was supposed to add, but it was stupid. It was very stupid, and it depreciated the value of Marvel when they did that. I was like, what B-rated movie am I watching? Stop that, please. It's showing. Never have Sam Raimi direct another Marvel movie ever again. I beg of you. I beg you, please never let Sam Raimi direct another Marvel movie. I'm going to ask you that. Maybe he can have Spider-Man. You know what? He can have Spider-Man. Of course, whatever. But any other Marvel movie, he cannot touch that movie. All right? Get James Gunn back. Just swallow your pride and call James Gunn back. He might not want to come back now, but you better do some begging. All right? Another negative. Not all, but a lot of the battle scenes in this movie just felt meaningless. All right? It felt like they were going from A to B to C to D in this film. They just had a destination to do this, and that. A lot of the fights, they had no impact on the rest of the movie. Maybe one fight, 1 or 2. One in particular, the one I said that had his touch to it earlier, that really was the best fight in the movie. What they did with that scene, I never seen Marvel do this. So I really liked that scene. And I can't say anything, it's gonna be a big spoiler. But that was the best fight scene. And having one fight scene that was good in a movie like that, not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. That's you don't want that. You don't want people saying that they just came for one fight scene, all right? Let's just put it like that. Another and the last negative. The plot felt so rushed in this movie. Okay? The reason for this plot, the reason for this mayhem and everything that kicked off in this film was just stupid. It felt like they just threw something in the air and said, okay, we'll just do this. I don't care if it doesn't make sense at the end, but okay, yeah. And then they wrapped it up. They wrapped it up so sloppy. It's like you're ordering a sandwich at a deli. And you get the sandwich and the lettuce is all on the outside of the paper wrapping, and the cheese is there's no cheese in there, and the tomatoes are just stuck on the outside of the bread. It's like they didn't even wrap the sandwich right. Okay, let's just use that metaphor with that. They could have did a whole lot better with this. This is another reason why I say let go of Sam Raimi. I don't know if Sam Raimi has anything to do with the script for this, but if he does, get him out of there. Get him out of there. The whole reason, I know villains are irrational, okay, but this was some irrational thinking that other villains would not agree with. Other villains in MCU would be like, "What is she doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? Please, somebody explain to me what they're doing. We would not do this. We would not. Do they need their meds? Do they need their meds? Please answer me right now. Does this villain need their meds?" And that's why I have to give this an I. Yes, an I. Just an I. So once again, it's not looking too good for Marvel. I'm disappointed. I'm just scared to watch the next movie. I'm scared. Please press that like button, share the video, and you better subscribe.